Cell membrane or plasma membrane. It forms the outermost covering of the cell. See the picture which is given below. It separates the contents of the cell from its external environment. Plasma membrane allows the entry or exit of some materials in and out of the cell. It prevents the movement of some other materials, and that is why the plasma membrane is also selectively permeable membrane. Properties and characteristics of plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is flexible and it is made up of organic molecules called lipids and protein. The flexibility of the cell membrane enables it to engulf the food and other material from its external environment. Now this kind of processes is known as endocytosis. Amoeba acquires its food through such processes. See the picture which is given below. It shows the process of endocytosis, how the cell membrane is engulfing the food. How does the movement of a substance take place into the cell? Some substances like carbon dioxide or oxygen can move across the cell membrane by a process called diffusion. Now we have already seen the definition of diffusion in chapter number 1. What is diffusion? Diffusion is nothing but the process of intermixing the particles of different types of matter. But here the definition of the diffusion is somewhat different. The spontaneous movement of a substance from a region of a higher concentration to a region of a lower concentration. What do we mean by higher concentration and what do we mean by the lower concentration? The region having a high amount of any substance and the region with low amount of any substance. For example, when there is a high concentration of carbon dioxide in the cell, it means that the cell is having the large amount of the carbon dioxide compared to the environment. The environment is having the low concentration of the carbon dioxide. Hence, there is a difference of concentration of carbon dioxide inside and outside of the cell. So, what happens? The carbon dioxide moves out of the cell from a region of a higher concentration to a region of lower concentration by the process of diffusion. It means that the cell is having the high amount of carbon dioxide, and you know that carbon dioxide is a waste material. Compared to the cell, its surrounding is having a low amount of the concentration. So automatically what will happen? That the carbon dioxide will go from the cell to the environment, as the cell is having the higher concentration and environment is having the lower concentration. Similarly, same happens with the case of the oxygen. Oxygen enters the cell by the process of diffusion when the level of concentration of oxygen inside the cell decreases compared to the surroundings. Diffusion plays an important role in gaseous exchange between the cell as well as the cell and its external surrounding. In addition to this, cell also obtains the nutrition from its environment by the process of diffusion. Different molecules move in and out of the cell through a type of the transport requiring the use of energy. See the picture which is given below. How does the diffusion takes place? Osmosis. Water obeys the law of diffusion. The movement of water molecules through such a selectively permeable membrane is called the osmosis. Remember this. What do you mean by the osmosis? Osmosis is nothing but a movement of a water through the selectively permeable membrane. Your selectively permeable membrane is what? The plasma membrane, which we have already seen. The movement of water across the plasma membrane is affected by the amount of the substance dissolved in water. Thus, osmosis is the passage of the water from a region of high water concentration through a semi-permeable membrane to a region of low water concentration. What will happen if we put an animal cell or a plant cell into a solution of sugar or salt solution? One of the three things could happen. Let us see the first case. If the medium surrounding the cell has a higher water concentration, it means that if the medium is having the high amount of the water compared to the cell, here medium is having the high amount of the water and cell is having the low amount of the water. So naturally what will happen? That water molecules from the medium will enter into the cell. Remember this, that the water molecules are moving in both the direction, but more water is entering into the cell than it is leaving. Hence, the cell is likely to swell up. Now, such kind of a solution is known as what? Hypotonic solution. Second case. Now, the medium and the cell, they are having the same amount of the water. So, the water which is entering the cell and which is leaving the cell will remain same. So, net movement of the water molecules will be the zero. The cell won't shrink, they won't swell up, hence it will remain of the same size. Now such kind of a solution is known as what? Isotonic solution. Third case. Now the medium is having a low amount of the water compared to the cell. Hence the cell will lose the water by the osmosis. Now such kind of a solution is known as what? Hypertonic solution. Now, your water crosses the cell membrane in both the direction, but this time more water is leaving the cell than it is entering. Therefore, the cell will shrink. Shrink means decrease in the size. Importance of osmosis. Unicellular freshwater organism and most plant cells tend to gain the water through the osmosis. Here, the absorption of water by the plants through their roots is also done by osmosis. Nucleus. We are going to divide the nucleus into the three parts so that it is easy for us to understand. First is features of nucleus, second is chromosomes and DNA, third is functions of nucleus. Let us start with the features of nucleus. Now, nucleus is covered by a double membrane structure which is known as nuclear membrane. See the picture which is given below, that the nucleus is having the covering, and that covering is said to be what? Nuclear membrane. Now, this nuclear membrane is having the pore-like structure on its surface. Now, pore-like structure means the small holes. Here, it is easy for the transfer of material from the nucleus to its outside. That is cytoplasm. Now, what is cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is nothing but a fluid content of the cell that we are going to study later on. Nucleus contains chromosomes which are rod-shaped structure that can be seen when the cell is about to divide. Now, these chromosomes contain the information for the inheritance of the features from the parents to the next generation, and that is also in the form of DNA molecules. Inheritance. Inheritance means that is inherited or passed on. Here it is a process by which the characteristics are passed on from the parents to the next generation. That is why if you see a family, take for an example, and your family, they tend to have the similar features. The full form of DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid. The chromosomes are composed of DNA and protein. DNA molecules contain the information which is necessary for the construction and organizing the cell, that is for the formation of the cell. Here the functional segments of DNA are called the genes. Now gene is the main part of the hereditary. When the cell is not dividing, DNA is present as a part of a chromatin material. Chromatin material is visible as entangled mass of thread-like structures. It means the crisscross thread-like structure. Whenever the cell is about to divide, this chromatin material is organized into chromosomes. So we can say that cell possesses the nucleus, nucleus contains the chromosomes, chromosomes contains the DNA, and DNA contains the gene. And gene is the main structure which is having the information to be passed on. See the figure which is given. Can you see it? Here the cell is given, nucleus, chromosome, and lastly see the structure of the DNA. Here the functional segment is known as the genes. Can you see the genes? Now these genes contain the information which is to be passed on. See where the protein is there. The protein here act alone or in comparison to perform all the cellular functions. Functions of nucleus. Nucleus play a central role in the cellular reproduction. Cellular reproduction, the process by which a single cell divides and forms two new cells. See the picture which is given below. It shows that how the single cell is divided into two new cells. This two new cell is further divided into 4 cells, and the 4 cells is further divided into 8 cells. Nucleus also plays an important role along with the environment in determining the way how the cell will develop and what form it will exhibit at maturity by directing the chemical activities of the cell. It means that nucleus play an important role that what kind of cell it will become when it matures by determining its chemical activity of the cell. Cytoplasm. It is a fluid content which is present inside the plasma membrane. It contains many specialized cell organelles. Now each of these organelles they are having a specific function for the cell. See the diagram which is given. Can you see the nucleus? Around the nucleus, the fluid content is present which is known as cytoplasm, and around the cytoplasm there is a covering which is known as cell membrane or plasma membrane. Cell organelles are enclosed by the membrane. In prokaryotes, the nuclear membrane and membrane-bound organelles are absent. But in eukaryotic cell, the nuclear membrane as well as the membrane-enclosed organelles are present. We have seen that each and every cell organelles they are having the covering or membrane around them. This membrane helps them to protect themselves from the external environment or injury or shock. But apart from that, there is another significance of the membrane. Let us see with the example of the virus. The viruses, they don't have any membranes. Hence, they do not show any characteristics of the life. But as soon as they are entering any living organism, what they do? They utilize their machinery to multiply. Means they are entering into the body of the living organism and using their cell machinery to multiply. Cell organelles. Every cell has a membrane around it to keep its own content separate from the external environment that we have already seen. Now here the large and the complex cells, including the cell from the multicellular organisms, take for an example human beings, need a lot of chemical activity to support their complicated structure and function. Important cell organelles which we are going to study in this chapter are endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, mitochondria, plastids and vacuoles. Endoplasmic reticulum or ER. It is a large network of membrane-bound tubes and sheets. Membrane-bound tubes and sheets means that it is attached with the membrane. Your tubes or sheets may be long, round or oblong bag-like structure. ER membrane, it is similar in structure to that of the plasma membrane. See the picture which is given here. See the structure of the endoplasmic reticulum. If you see properly here, the membrane bound tubules or sheets, they are long and round. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. First is rough endoplasmic reticulum or RER. Second is smooth endoplasmic reticulum or SER. Now rough endoplasmic reticulum, when it is observed, it is under the microscope, it looks rough. Why? Because the particles called the ribosomes are attached on its surface. Here the ribosomes are mainly responsible for the formation of the proteins. Now the proteins which are formed are then sent to the various places in the cell depending on the need. So when the cell is requiring, the proteins are being sent. And how they are being sent? Using the endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it helps in the manufacture of the fat molecules, lipids, or for cell function. Now, some of this lipid and the protein, they help in the formation of the cell membrane. Now, this kind of process is known as what? Biogenesis. Some other proteins and lipids, they function as hormones and the enzyme. Endoplasmic reticulum always forms a network structure. Let us see the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. Here endoplasmic reticulum serves as a channel for the transport of the material between the various regions of the cytoplasm and between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. Channels means the pathway through which the materials can be transported from one region to another region in the cytoplasm or between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. Your endoplasmic reticulum function as a cytoplasmic framework, providing a surface for some of the biochemical activities of the cell. Small endoplasmic reticulum plays an important role in detoxifying many poisons and drugs. Detoxifying means it helps in removing the poisons and drugs. Golgi apparatus. It was first discovered by Camillo Golgi. It consists of the system of membrane-bound vesicles. Vesicles means bag-like a structure. Here they are arranged parallel to each other. Parallel to each other means they are not coming in contact with each other, and that also in stack. What do you mean by stack here? Take for an example, one coin, on that you keep another coin, and on that another coin, and likewise. And these are known as stacks. It is also called as cisterns. Here this membrane, they are having the connections with endoplasmic reticulum, and that is why they form complex cellular membrane system. Let us see the functions of Golgi apparatus. The material synthesized near the endoplasmic reticulum is transported inside and outside of the cell through the Golgi apparatus. Its functions include storage, modification, and packaging of the products in the vesicles. Here we can say that complex sugar is made from the simple sugar in the Golgi apparatus. It is also involved in the formation of lysosomes.